Loc Talk. Today we are back with another episode of Loc Talk. The subject for today is Afropunk Festival. I've already recorded a video for Afropunk a few months ago and I uploaded that, but it was a picture slideshow which is unfortunately no longer monetizable on YouTube's platform, so that had to be removed. But I still want to give Afropunk a presence on this channel because this is clearly the festival to go to if you want to see amazing locks, amazing black culture, amazing style. And to me, when I started getting locks when I was a bit younger, that was what attracted me to that lifestyle, the style that people had who had locks, the culture around it, even the spiritual significance. So today I want to talk about Afropunk Festival. The Afropunk Festival is an annual arts festival that includes live music, film, fashion, and art produced by Black artists. The festival made its first debut at the Brooklyn Academy of Music in 2005 and has since expanded to other parts in the world, including London, Paris, and South Africa. Originally, the Afropunk Festival was inspired by a 2003 documentary film called Afropunk by James Spooner and Matthew Morgan. And that documentary spotlighted black punk culture across America and later culminated in a series of live shows. The festival was originally gearing towards the black community within the predominantly white punk subculture. But since then, it has also added hip-hop, R&B, and soul to their repertoire to target a bigger demographic. So people who have headlined at Afropunk are people like Ice Cube, Lauryn Hill, Lenny Kravitz, and we've even seen Jaden and Willow Smith perform in Paris. But of course, in this video, we are interested in people's style, their sense of fashion, and their locks. So we're gonna start with this first picture of this amazing looking woman with a crazy style of locks. She probably has some faux locks going on. They could be yarn locks because it looks like something is twisted around her hair. Or I can be completely wrong and these can be real locks. Either way, to me, it doesn't matter because to me, it's about her expression and the way she has kind of made her head into this beautiful piece of art. I can't really even compare it to anything. The face paint though that she has does remind me of Carnival in Grenada in the West Indies. My family is from Grenada and I've been there before and celebrated Carnival, and they have very specific men who dress up and paint their whole bodies black, and they have crazy hair and they walk around with cows' heads, and it's an amazing ritual to see. This kind of reminds me of that. I'm not sure if this is where she drew inspiration from or this from something else, but either way, these locks look amazing. All right, in this next picture, we can see a lovely gentleman with Jean-Michel Basquiat type locks. I know these are not originally started by Jean-Michel Basquiat, but always when I see someone who has the short locks and they look completely freeform, which to me, this is clearly a freeform set of locks, remind me of Jean-Michel Basquiat. You can see that he has a few thick locks here and there that kind of have made their way down his head, and a few are standing up, and this is what is so characteristic for a set of freeform locks. You even see a few small ones forming here in the front. And again, he has great style. I love his glasses. He has the big gauges in his ear, and he has a rock necklace and some kind of, I'm not even sure what that is called, but this makes for such a cool look. And I hope someday I can go to Afropunk Festival and take my camera with me, because I think it would be really amazing to kind of talk to these people and review their locks. Then we go to the next picture, and I always have to include Lillian Clark when I can, because to me, she is the queen of locks. I think the first time I saw her was in a YouTube video, and since then I've been obsessed with her locks, and I think many people are. Many people who love semi-free locks, semi-freeform locks, really are jealous of her set of hair. And we don't really have to talk about it. I recorded a video on her locks, so if you want to see her locks from when she started them till now, you can click right here. Here we have another interesting look. These look like a few knots. She's wrapped her head around a knot, kind of like a Bantu knot, but really large, really big. And she even has tied a knot in her lock here on either side of her face, which kind of reminds me of, I think it's Star Wars. Princess Leia always had these huge knots. I'm sure that's not where it's originally from, but this looks amazing. What I do see, however, and I don't want to be disrespectful to this person, but I feel like her locks have a lot of buildup, because this to me kind of looks like product buildup in her lock. Leave a comment below what you think about this, because maybe she has used something else that I'm not aware of, which kind of gives this look, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is a huge clump of buildup in her hair, and that is sad, because after a while your hair will probably start to rot and smell bad and you have to cut them. So I hope that's not the case, but either way, she looks really awesome. Okay, so this guy I've been seeing all over the internet. Whenever I look up crazy locks or interesting locks, I always find pictures of him, and he has a few looks, and this is one of my favorite looks that he wears to Afropunk Festival. And you can see that he has two huge braids, he braided his hair, and then he must use something like a wire or something else that keeps them upright like that. And his locks are probably quite long, because if you braid them and they're still this long, they must be really long if he unties them. And you can see that his hair close to his head doesn't really look like he has parts. We can't see his parts, so he must retwist his locks, because his locks look really uniform even within the braid. But bro, this look is sick. And he has an undercut as well. This is amazing. And he has the black paint on his fingers, just like the woman that we saw in the first picture. Amazing. Next picture, Cheska Lee. I found her in Afropunk pictures as well, and this was back when she had locks. Sadly, she doesn't have locks anymore, and for the people who don't know her, she used to have a YouTube channel and also talk about her dreadlocks and how they formed, how she started them. She was doing those yearly lock tour videos and a lot of looks. And this is one of her signature looks, where she braids her locks and then have the endings kind of fall over her forehead to have bangs, and they looked so amazing on her. But I think she had locks for a really long time, I think over 10 years, and then she shaved her head, which looks cool as well. But it was sad to see someone who was so important on YouTube with the dreadlock community cut her locks. Okay, this couple, this is really I think what Afropunk used to be about, how they started with the punk culture. I didn't even know that there was such a sub-niche of black punk lovers in the US, but it's really cool to see that people still embrace that, the origins of Afropunk. And they both have locks. We can't really see them very well, but I think in this picture it's mostly about their style, because they look very unconventional. They have their own style. If I ever went to Afropunk, I would be so stressed to find things to wear, because these people all look so amazing. I would look super bland. In this next picture, we see someone with knots, and looking at this gives me pain on my scalp. People who had their moms braid their hair when they were younger can probably relate to when you look at a scalp like this and it's so tight, you can kind of feel it on your own scalp. So I think she should be really careful with having her hair this tight, because I'm not sure if it's really healthy for the scalp to have that tension on your head for such a long time. But either way, this looks really great. I think she has dyed her locks as well. And I think her locks are still fairly short because, as you can see, the knots are pretty small. And it looks dope. Even with the earring, it really brings out a black culture look that I really like to see. Okay, this picture, we see another person that is really stylish, has face paint as well, or maybe it's a tattoo down her chin, and she has a few piercings. She looks really cool, and she has locks. She has the pineapple going on. There's something around her locks that I can't really, I'm not sure what that is, but it keeps her hair in the pineapple. I used to rock the pineapple all the time when I had locks, and she has a lot of those. I think it's called cowrie shells in her hair. I asked you guys in one of the previous videos what these shells are about, and some of you told me that they have a spiritual significance. So maybe I'll do a video on cowrie shells in the future. If you would like that, let me know in the comments below. All right, here we are with another gentleman with an amazing tattoo on his chest, an amazing top, and his glasses are really cool and funny, and he has top locks. I'm really dying to make a video on top locks, so look out for that soon. That's coming to the channel. I might even start my own top locks, who knows. But this guy, yeah, his locks don't really look like they are fully matured yet, but I love locks that haven't fully matured because they look all crinkly and they kind of stand up and do whatever they want, and they always look very unique. So his top locks certainly give me inspiration for my own future locks. Another person with locks that haven't completely matured yet but still look amazing. She probably put them up in the back, and then in the front they're kind of hanging like bangs, and you can still see her curl pattern and maybe even a braid. Maybe she started her locks with braids or twists. But you can see that her hair is starting to mature because they look like locks, but they haven't fully matured yet. And I know many people always look for different ways to style their hair because they don't want their short locks to just always look the same way. People can be very impatient and then look for styles to kind of change it up, which I completely understand. So this is one of the inspiration pictures to use if you have short locks that haven't fully matured and you want a different look. Okay, so in this next picture, this is a look I don't really see often anymore on women, but I think it looks really, really great. Especially if you shave your head or if you do a big chop. This is what many women do when they want to get locks. So they have short hair and they immediately start semi-free forming, so the hair starts locking up, they pull them apart, and they sometimes even finger twist them. It looks really nice, especially with the lighter ends of the lock. Yeah, it gives for a really great look. And then for this last picture, again, the same guy that we saw before with the two horns as locks. Here he has a different look, again with the black fingers, with the rings, and now you can see what his locks look like if they're not up and braided. But he does have this halo on the back of his head, and I really wonder what this would look like from the back. Maybe he's done a ponytail in the back and then kind of wrapped his locks, a few of his locks, around some ring that he keeps up with wire, or there must be a very creative way to do this. But anyways, I'm really inspired. Looking at Afropunk pictures always make me jealous, and I hope that one day I can go. Then I'll be certain to record a video for this channel. In the meantime, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.